Hi, Assalamualaikum to Madam Azura and all. We are from Group 11, Class EBEB213, Semester 1, 2023 and 2024. Our topics today is about marketing ethics in pharmaceutical companies. Our team members are Dinil Hakim, Muhammad AIZUDDIN, HAZIM WAFIUEDDIN, NUWAIR FASYIN, and Muhammad AZIMUDDIN. The company we choose are Pfizer. The definition of marketing ethics in the pharmaceutical industry. The marketing ethics is the branch of ethics that deals with the moral principles and standards that guide the conduct and practices of marketing activities such as advertising, promotion, pricing, distribution, and research. The pharmaceutical industry is responsible for the discovery, development, production, and distribution of drugs and medical devices that are used to prevent, treat, or cure diseases and improve health. Pfizer is committed to providing truthful, balanced, and evidence-based information and claims about its products and services, respecting the dignity, autonomy, and privacy of the patient and the healthcare professional, complying with the relevant law, regulation, and code of conduct. The importance of ethical consideration in pharmaceutical marketing. First is the patient trust and safety. To building and maintaining trust with the patient, where patient relies on accurate, transparent information about Pfizer medication. Second, the employee morale and engagement. Employees are engaged and motivated when working for a company that prioritizes ethical values. Third, reputation management. A positive reputation is a valuable asset for Pfizer. Unethical marketing could lead to damage to the company's reputation, potentially affecting its standing within the industry and among stakeholders. Fourth is the long-term business sustainability. Sustainable business practices create a positive environment for sustained growth and innovation.
In essence, let's look at drug promotion and advertising in the context of Pfizer. This part consists of three major points. First and foremost, let's begin with direct to consumer advertising. What is direct to consumer advertising or DTC? It is a marketing strategy where companies promote their products or services directly to consumers, skipping intermediaries like retailers. Hence, let's look at the ethical implications of DTC. First and foremost, with comprehension of certain drugs, DTC advertising might enable customers, possibly resulting in self-diagnosis and requests for prescription drugs from healthcare providers. This may result in overprescription and unnecessary medical interventions, raising ethical concerns about a patient's autonomy. Next, DTC advertising is heavily criticized for downplaying or minimizing the hazards and negative effects, while emphasizing the advantages of medicine. Ethical concerns arise when profit motives drive the presentation of information rather than a commitment to present the actual drug's profile. Lastly, DTC may also impact vulnerable populations who are way more susceptible to marketing messages. Moving on to how Pfizer needs to balance the promotion of products with the need for accurate and transparent information. Here are some ethical considerations. Firstly, Pfizer needs to provide comprehensive information by making sure that advertisements convey an accurate description of the advantages and drawbacks of the company's products without deceiving the audience. Moreover, pharmaceutical companies, including Pfizer, are subject to strict regulations regarding the content and format of promotional materials. Lastly, they need to adopt a patient-centric approach by prioritizing the well-being of patients over commercial interests. In 2009, Pfizer committed a felony where they faced allegations of illegally promoting off-label uses for four of its drugs, which resulted to a settlement of 2.3 billion US dollars to resolve criminal and civil allegations. This comes from a promotion of false claims submitted to federal healthcare programs, including uses of the drug Bextra, such as for pain relief after knee replacement surgery. Hence, Pfizer needs to strike a delicate balance between promoting its product and providing accurate information to healthcare professionals and the public in order to foster a commitment to ethical marketing. For the potential impacts on public health and consumer trust, there are several ethical challenges that needs to be highlighted. Firstly, misinformation leads to overprescription, which can have severe consequences for public health, including unnecessary health risks and increased healthcare costs. Next, customers' trust can erode if they believe that the company's profit goals come before their welfare. These can have a negative impact on the company's reputation as well as how the general public views pharmaceuticals and medical professionals in general. Lastly, by influencing healthcare decisions based on financial or demographic criteria, fraudulent marketing strategies have the potential to worsen public health injustices. There will be concern regarding fair access to reliable information and medical resources due to this. In short, Pfizer must be mindful of the potential impacts its marketing practices can have on public health. This includes carrying out comprehensive risk assessments and taking into account the wider social implications of its campaigns.
So, regarding about clinical trials and research ethics, ethical considerations in designing, conducting, and reporting clinical trials are crucial for ensuring the safety and the well-being of the participants and maintaining the integrity of the scientific process. Regarding Pfizer, a pharmaceutical company, some key ethical considerations includes informed consent, ensuring the participants are fully informed about the trials, its risk, and potential benefits before agreeing to participate. Pfizer is committed to obtaining voluntary and informed consent from participants. Second, patient safety. Prioritizing the safety of the participants throughout the trial, including monitoring and addressing any adverse events promptly. And Pfizer adheres to rigorous safety standards to protect the well being of the trial participants. Scientific rigor. Designing trials with scientific validity to generate meaningful and reliable results. Pfizer follows ethical guidelines to ensure the research is scientifically sound and contributes to the advancement of the medical knowledge. Study design. This developing rigorous studies protocols that prioritize the participants' safety. This includes thorough risk assessments and implementation of measures to minimize potential harms. This relates to deontology, which is a moral and ethical theory that emphasizes the inherent rightness or wrongness of actions regardless the consequences. This includes intent matters. The moral worth of an action in deontology is closely tied to the agent's intent or motive behind the action. An action may have been deemed morally right if the agent acted with a good intention, even if the outcomes are not favorable.
I'm going to talk about access to medicine and pricing. The pharmaceutical industry plays a crucial role in human health and well being, but its marketing practices raise several ethical questions, particularly concerning access to essential medicines and pricing strategies. The first question, which is the ethical dilemmas of access. The first dilemma, profit versus public health. Balancing the need for profit with ensuring access to life saving drugs for everyone, especially in developing countries, is a major challenge. High prices often restrict access for those who need it the most. The next dilemma, which is the patent protections. Patent laws on pharmaceutical products insensitive research and development but can create monopolies and skyrocket prices, hindering access for low and middle income countries. And the last dilemma, which is the essential medicines list. Defining what constitutes essential medicines can be politically and commercially charged, leaving some vital drugs off the list and inaccessible to many. And next, I will talk about the impact of pricing strategies. The first impact, which is the unaffordable treatments. High drug prices can lead to financial hardship, forcing patients to choose between medication and basic necessities. This can worsen health outcome and exacerbate inequalities. Next is the price gouging, exploiting vulnerabilities like natural disasters or public health emergencies to inflate prices of essential medicines, raise significant ethical concerns, and erode trust. And last, the discriminatory pricing, which is charging different prices in different countries based on income levels, can be perceived as unfair and exploitative. And lastly, I will talk about the initiative addressing global health disparities. Philanthropic programs. Some pharmaceutical companies donate drugs or offer discounted price to low-income countries or specific patient populations. Access partnership. Collaboration with governments, NGOs, and other organizations can improve access to medicine through price negotiation, capacity building, and donation programs. Creative licensing models. Innovative approaches like tiered pricing, compulsory licensing, and patent pools aim to balance intellectual property rights with access to affordable medicines. Moving forward, here's my thought about this. Pharmaceutical companies must find ways to balance their profit motive with a moral responsibility to ensure that life-saving medicines are accessible to all, embracing ethical marketing practices and partnering with global health stakeholders are essential steps toward achieving this goal. One of my first recommendation is strengthening regulations. Implementing stricter regulations on pricing and patent protection can create a more just and equitable global health landscape. Next is increased transparency. Greater transparency on research and development costs, pricing justifications, and charitable efforts can foster trust and better public understanding. Lastly, I'm gonna share about the prioritizing public health, reframing the narrative to emphasize the public health imperative of affordable access to essential medicines is crucial. And that's all for me. Thank you.
The last one is the regulatory compliance and industry standards for Pfizer. Regulatory bodies play a crucial role in ensuring that pharmaceutical companies adhere to ethical marketing practices. In case of Pfizer, various regulatory agencies such as the US Food and Drug Administration (FDA) and the European Medicines Agency (EMA) oversee and regulate the marketing of pharmaceutical products. These agencies set guidelines and enforce regulation to ensure that drug promotion is accurate, truthful, and not misleading. They monitor advertising materials, labeling, and promotional activities to safeguard public health and maintain the integrity of the pharmaceutical industry. Industry standards and code of conduct in pharmaceutical marketing. The pharmaceutical industry is governed by industry standards and code of conduct that outline ethical practices in the marketing. Organizations like the International Federation of Pharmaceutical Manufacturers and Association (IFPMA) and regional industry association establish guidelines to maintain transparency, integrity, and fair competition. Pfizer, being a major player in the pharmaceutical industry, is expected to adhere to these standards, which cover areas such as interaction with healthcare professionals, accurate representation of products, and disclosure of relevant information. The next one, these are the examples of adherence of standards. We chosen the company Pfizer, which example of adherence of standards, which Pfizer over the years demonstrate commitment to regulatory compliance and ethical marketing. The company invests in comprehensive training programs for its employees to ensure awareness of industry standards. Pfizer's marketing materials are carefully reviewed to comply with regulation, and the company collaborates with healthcare professionals responsibly. The example of violation of standards, we have chosen Purdue Pharma as our example. Purdue Pharma Purdue Pharma faces legal challenges and accusations related to the marketing of OxyContin, a powerful opioid pain medication. The company was accused of engaging in deceptive marketing practices that downplayed the risk of addiction and overemphasized the drug's benefit. Purdue Pharma was alleged to have encouraged aggressive and misleading promotion, contributing to the opioid epidemic in the United States. In 2007, Purdue Pharma and three of its top executives pleaded guilty to criminal charges of misleading regulators, doctors, and patients about the addictive nature of OxyContin. The company agreed to pay fines and settlements amounting to hundreds of millions of dollars. This case highlights the importance of regulatory oversight and adherence to ethical standards in the pharmaceutical industry. It also emphasized the potential consequences when companies fail to uphold to these standards, resulting in legal action, financial penalties, and damage to their reputation. It is essential for pharmaceutical companies to prioritize ethical marketing practices and compliance with industry regulation to ensure the safety and well-being of patients.